So here I am, out for a walk in the summer heat where Lake St. Clair meets the Detroit River, and I've been finding myself reflecting a lot on where this fitness journey has taken me over the years. And to be honest, ever in my wildest dreams would I have ever envisioned it to look even remotely close to what it looks like today, where I find myself really enjoying 3 full body workouts per week and thriving from that training split. Considering that I used to hate full body splits. I couldn't stand them. I'm also doing yoga at least 4 times per week. And again, that's something that I had tried years ago and couldn't stand it. I just was like, this is not for me. Give me dumbbells. I just want to lift things up and put them down. And here I am, because of yoga, really embracing calisthenics and loving doing hand balancing poses, handstands, forearm stands, headstands, and all different transitions between a variety of those hand balancing poses, really developing a strength and agility, athleticism that I didn't realize I had. I never would have dreamed that I had this within me here. Also, back to doing cardio. I'm jogging 3 times per week, and that's something that I stopped 25 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, when I gained 50 pounds of fat, and the jogging was starting to bother my knees, my hips, my ankles. I'm like, jogging is done for me. And here I am thriving from 5 kilometer jogs per week, which is fine for me. Like, that distance just suits me well. I find that any more than that, I kind of start getting in my own head and start thinking of other things, whereas like 5K, I can be fully embraced in that moment, in that experience. I'm also dancing at least 3 times a week, taking lessons, and then going to dance socials in addition to that. So like the dancing, the yoga, the handstands, I never would have dreamed that would be a part of my lifestyle in the future. Even 3 years ago, I never would have dreamed that. 3 months ago, I never would have dreamed that dance would be a part of all of this. 8 months ago, when I separated my shoulder, I thought there's no way I'm ever going to do handstands again, let alone all the different transitions that I'm doing right now. Like I said, I couldn't stand full body workouts, yet here I am. It's all because of having an open mind, going with the flow, listening to my body, being in tune with what suits me best now. Let go of what I thought was best for me in the past, what I got into the habit of performing, and just changing things up, being open to experiencing different splits and see how my body would enjoy that. And I've always been a huge fan of incorporating, not always, I was always just about body part split routines up until I think about 2010 to 2012 is when I started experimenting with other splits. The first one was like a upper lower push pull leg split. And then I started doing push-pull legs and upper lowers, and then just developing a whole bunch of different hybrid approaches. And then 2 years ago, I started experimenting with full body workouts. Didn't quite enjoy them all that much at the time, but definitely this past year, and especially recent months, I'm just finding my body performs best, feels best with full body workouts. And this month in the Loose Fat Get Jacked Inner Circle, we're actually doing a push-pull leg split where I'm finding, you know what? It's just because like when you're doing full body workouts, you can spread the training volume across multiple workouts per week. So you don't have to do as much in a workout. You're just kind of stimulating those muscles. And you're able to give the best to every single set that you're performing. Whereas like push-pull leg split, you're training each muscle group less frequently and you're doing more sets for a muscle group in a single workout. I'm finding I'm just really sore from that, and it's interfering with yoga, with dance, with my calisthenics, and just my overall well-being. So I'm like, maybe for the foreseeable future, full body workouts is going to be what resonates best with me. Maybe that's what I'm just going to stick with from here on out until my things evolve. And that's the thing, it's always evolve. As I'm evolving, what I do, my fitness journey evolves as well. So I'd be really curious to hear how your journey has evolved over the years. Are you still following the same split that you've been following right from the very start? Is it something that you are thriving from, or how have you changed things up, and what has been your response to those changes? Are you incorporating other activities into your overall active, healthy lifestyle? What are you learning and gaining from those experiences? How are you growing, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well? And just the reasons for what we're doing change and evolve over time. When I reflect back, when I first started getting into weight training, I was 13 years old. My dad had started working out in the basement, and so I had his influence, his inspiration as well. But at 13, I was playing hockey, and I was playing hockey, just starting kind of like puberty there and just going through, starting my growth spurt, even though I was a small guy. I went from 5 feet tall to 5'7", went from about 100 pounds to like 123 after high school. Now I'm weighing 145 pounds. But the big thing for me was like, I'm going up against a lot bigger guys and I was getting bounced around. So I started with the weight training so I could get stronger, so I could hold my own on the ice. It wasn't too long after that where I started gaining attention from girls in high school, seeing that my arms were growing and just seeing that I was filling up my shirts a bit more. So in my forget sports, it's all about the women now. I am weight training to attract a female partner, which was super exciting. And I just developed a healthy fascination with the human body, really from the very first moment that I picked up a dumbbell and felt the pump, saw the veins in my arms pump in there. And that kind of led me at the age of 14, working out in my basement with one of my best friends, telling him that I plan on opening up a health club later on in life. Like that's my goal. Like I knew my career path from that age of 14. So I just happened to be dating a girl at the time who her older brother was in human kinetics, and he started talking about the program, kinesiology, all like the physiology, the biomechanics, the anatomy, all that kind of stuff. Like that's a course in university. Like that's all the subjects I love. Like that is my jam. Sign me up. Like so, all of high school went to prepare for getting into the human kinetics program and graduating in kinesiology with honors in movement science. And then knowing that fitness, actually I thought I was going to get into teaching, then I thought I was going to get into physiotherapy, then I thought I was going to get into ergonomics, but still that seed that was planted at the age of 14, the fitness career, was front and center. So getting some certifications in fitness and nutrition, and right away, right out of university, getting a job at a personal training studio, and then a year later, opening up my own personal training studio and running that for just over 3 years before it ran me into the ground. Closing that down, taking my best clients at the time, training in their own homes, and at the same time, learning about the internet and how you can kind of take initially a hybrid approach of training people in person and coaching people online. So I started learning a lot about that. And at the same time, raising a young family, and I didn't have much time to work out. So my first program was the Fit Bastard that I put out there on the internet, which appealed to, surprisingly, like the Australian crowd just loved the Fit Bastard branding. It was kind of tied into the Fat Bastard. Austin Powers was out at the time. And so the Fat Bastard, I was like, I'm the Fit Bastard. But all my clients, whenever I'd make them do some hard work, they'd call me a bastard or whatever. So I'm the Fit Bastard. But I'm not a hard ass. So I had a tough time living up to that persona. But yeah, I did find that my workouts were becoming shorter and shorter. I didn't have much time because my kids were young. And I was trying to build my business at the same time. So all I had time for was 10-minute workouts. And I found as I was learning to build my business, I was attracting a lot of work-at-home moms to my messaging. So I created a brand, Fat Loss Quickie, which was a 10-minute workout in the morning at home and a 10-minute cardio session in the evening at home. And I rolled with that brand for a little bit. And then as it evolved, I became even more and more into mindset, which was a part of the kinesiology program, sports psychology, sport philosophy. I really loved a lot of that stuff. So shifted my brand to Unstoppable Fat Loss, where it was all about mindset when it came to body transformation. And I started getting back to my roots of bodybuilding and viewing the body as a work of art, training bodybuilding as an art form, and created the brand Metabolic Masterpiece, and that's when I started deviating from the body part split routines to different kinds of training splits in there. From there, it became Jacked After 40, as I recognized that a lot of my audience tended to be over 40. And then, just prior to that, was Physique Mastery. For this short-term time period where I was working with a partner, Physique Mastery was our brand at the time. And then when that stopped, Jacked After 40 was the brand, then it changed to Lose Fat, Get Jacked. And it's likely going to evolve again as I'm evolving throughout this journey. But it's been fascinating because, again, it's been mostly bodybuilding up until this point. And now my branding is tying in, again, the mindset, bodybuilding, yoga, mobility, flexibility, dance, just living a lifestyle, designing your lifestyle in a way that allows you to thrive and brings out the best in you, and being open to allowing that to change and evolve as you evolve. So you design yourself will likely be a shifting in branding at some point, or a separate brand, maybe branch off a little bit. Who knows? It's a constant evolution. And so it's not only has my training, what I do, has it changed throughout my journey here, but my business has evolved and changed over the years. My life has changed and evolved over the years. What I value, at this point, definitely mobility, flexibility, being able to move my best, perform my best in all aspects of life is crazy important to me right now. Whereas before it was just all muscle and some strength. But now it's so much more. I just want to feel my best. I want to be pain-free. More than anything, I just want to live my life to the fullest, which is why I'm incorporating dance and other activities that just bring such great joy to my life. So again, really curious to hear how your journey has evolved over the years. I think it's cool. I think this is the beauty of kind of taking that time to, I'm all about being present in the moment and soaking up this moment for what it's worth. But I think there's a lot of value in just kind of reflecting back, because it shows you how far you've come. Everything that brought you to this point in your journey, it's all served a purpose. Even things that weren't so good served a purpose to get us to where we're at right now, where you're hopefully thriving, or at least on that path to thriving, which is absolutely key. So looking forward to hearing about your journey. I hope you've enjoyed hearing a little bit about my journey. I'll go into more details in upcoming videos. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to discuss and share. I'm more than happy to get even more raw and real with you guys. I appreciate you big time. Let's make it an amazing day.